Hey guys, welcome back. This is something I picked up today at a garage sale I was at. It is a benchtop drill press, and he had on it, Chuck is bent. He also had on a sticker that said $20. I looked at it and I said, nah. The guy came over, he said, the chuck is bent, but he goes, it's negotiable price, and I was like, I don't know, and he said, I'll give it to you for $3. I said, I don't know, let me think about it, and I walked away, and I was looking at other stuff. I finally came back, and I was looking at it, and I was like, I don't know, I had looked up the model number. It is a DP300L Delta. And they really don't. So it may be the chuck or it may be the spindle. I'm not really sure. He wasn't sure. I said they don't make the spindle. You can't get the spindle or the quill anymore. So I was like, I don't really know that I can even buy it for $3. And he said, well, he's like, what if I gave it to you for free? And I was like, I don't know. I didn't have the truck, and I would have to get this thing into the trunk of the car, Fusion. And I wasn't sure. I kind of wished he hadn't offered it to me for free, but I finally said, okay, I'll take it for free. So I threw it in, I got it into the trunk of the car, and I brought it home, and here it is. All right, well, I guess the first thing we'll do is plug it in and see what happens. Wow, she's got quite the wobble to her. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can. I think I'm recording at 60 frames per second, but can't really tell if the spindle is wobbling or not as well. Let me see if just prying on it will get it off. I think I'm gonna have to hit it and get a hammer. I'm not really too concerned about damaging the chuck, because more than likely the chuck, at least the chuck, will need to be replaced. I'm not sure that that's exactly what I want to happen. I'm pretty sure I don't want this piece to come off. I'm pretty sure I want the whole thing to come off. Alright, I'm really not sure what I am doing here. I've never taken one of these apart before. But why don't we try a bearing splitter. I have a feeling there are tools that you can buy to properly remove a chuck, but I do not have them, and I really don't feel like spending that kind of money on a free drill press. So it looks like I got the entire spindle with the chuck. Normally this does not happen. Usually I think there is a retaining ring up inside there that kind of holds this spindle up inside onto the quill. But this chuck is really stuck onto this spindle really badly, and it I guess it just overpowered that ring, and it came off. So I think somebody really, put a lot of force on this drill press to screw up the chuck like that. I'm thinking maybe inside, if I came in from the inside with like a 1/2 inch forcing rod on a press, and press it out. I think that this chuck is hollow, that you can do that, but I'm not 100% sure. Well, why don't we take the quill out, We've already gone this far. There's no sense stopping now. Let's see. I really don't want this one to move. This thing is under tension here, this spring, and it can definitely pop. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let it pop. I'm going to stick a screwdriver in there, put some safety glasses on, and stick a screwdriver in there and let it pop. There we go. And basically this thing is not under tension, and we can remove the handle and the quill like that. Looks okay. Bearings feel okay. Not gonna mess with those. Oh, that bearing just popped out. Oh, this just fell out of there. This is the snap ring, I think, that holds the spindle in. There's all sorts of pieces falling out here, all over the place. And this retaining ring, which I screwed up, goes on like that. This retaining ring is what goes on here and clips the spindle to the quill and bearing assemblies. I just want to make sure I didn't screw up this spindle too badly. Yeah, kind of a little bit right there, but it's not too bad. If this spindle is bent or has any sort of run out, it's pretty much toast. You can't get these spindles anymore. So right now I have this chuck and spindle set up on the press, and I have a forcing rod from, I think, a damper puller or something in it. Hopefully that this will push the spindle out. I'm going to put very little pressure on it initially, just to see if it even moves or wants to move. Yeah. So I was not able to get the chuck off the spindle. I broke the chuck, trying to get it off. I had it in the press. I was putting an awful lot of pressure onto the spindle from inside the chuck there, and it would not pop off. I stuck it down into this hole, and it's kind of the right size, and I was pounding on it from the top, and it was not coming off. I think what happened was that, somebody put an awful lot of pressure on the chuck while they were drilling, and it ended up causing the chuck to get crooked, get pressed onto the spindle even more, and actually go on crooked. And the spindle itself is probably marred, and it's basically on there permanently. I don't think there's any way to get it off without essentially destroying the spindle, which is kind of what happened anyway. So you cannot get these spindles anymore, so this is not really worth repairing. You can get, you know, something like this on Craigslist for 80 bucks, 70 bucks, 60 bucks, something like that. The chuck itself is going to cost, you know, 20, 30, maybe $40 for a good one, so I don't think it's worth it to repair it, you know. It was, you know, it's fun to mess around with it in the garage, and, you know, the price was right, free, so I will take this to the scrapper and get, it's about 80 pounds, so I'll get, you know, $4. Not bad. So if you like these videos, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you on the next one.